Hey everybody, this is Kyle. Let me tell you about what I have going on my Patreon for November. So last month on Patreon, I realized that I had like 100 some videos, nearing 200 videos to share on Patreon. So I went to weekly videos. And to kind of get videos out there quicker, starting this month in November, I'm going to do this for a few months until I, start to catch up with the videos I have. I'm going to have a poll on Patreon for an extra video. So yes, you get weekly videos on Sundays, and then there's going to be an extra one. And then I'm going to have a public poll for some extra stuff. So weekly videos and 2 bonus videos per month. My song Lay Off Blood Candy, I do an acoustic take of this song. And for all the songs on Blood Candy, and keep in mind you can catch music videos for every song. I was curious if I was going to drop my guitar there. You can catch music videos for every song off Blood Candy on my channel. And on my Patreon, I have an acoustic take and a live looping take. And the live looping, that'd be like if I'm at a venue or have a gig somewhere, how I normally perform the song. So this month I have a lyric video for my song The One, and also I have a live looping take of The One on my Patreon. The One is a B.B. King kind of style. It's somewhat in the Memphis style of blues, but it's a very powerful blues song. And often if I'm playing a gig and the focus is on original music, where I'm not playing covers and stuff, I'm just playing stuff that I wrote. The One is my closer tune. And in September of this year, I was in Springfield, Missouri, and closed their Cider Days Festival. And this was a lot of fun because it was a very, very hot September day, and where the seating was, it was all in the sunlight. I fortunately started playing right as the sun started to go down. So as the line of shade changed, more people came to, sit or stand and listen to me play. So that was a lot of fun. And this song, The One, was my closing track. And eventually on my Patreon is going to be video of that actual performance. And when I played The One in Springfield, there's a funny little story that goes along with it. On my Patreon, because I don't have to worry about copyright, anything like that, I can play covers with zero concern, and that's a very cool thing, because sometimes doing covers and things, you might get blocked, you don't get anything for your effort. Since patrons already support me, I can pretty much do whatever I want. So one of my favorite songs here lately to cover is the song Middle by Jimmy Eats World. That is such a fun, kind of angsty song. If you really listen to the lyrics, it has a great message. And that is a whole lot of fun for me to play. In fact, I've been videoing my performances. I had 10 gigs in October. And full disclosure, 4 of those 8 gigs were with a band I was sitting in. But I had 4 solo gigs. Most of the time I was playing that song Middle. And I got video of each time I played it in October. And like the video I mentioned of my performance in September, that video is eventually going to find its way onto Patreon. So one cool thing I get to share on Patreon is my first Florida gig. I got to video the whole thing, and there's about 14 or 15 videos I'm going to spread out over time from my gig here on Marco Island. So back at the end of July and beginning of August, I went to Florida. Before I left, when I knew the dates I was going to be in Florida, I started contacting some venues because it was my plan to add state number 16 to my music resume. And before we left, it didn't take me very long to set up a gig in Florida. And this was really cool because, like I said, state number 16 for me. I was thinking it'd be cool if I could, hit 20 states before I retire from teaching in a couple years. So I got to, get a little closer to that goal. But the best part is, while in Florida, I recorded my entire performance. Because I was playing with just an acoustic, I was on a patio, it was kind of a different type of gig for me personally. I didn't have a microphone. And if you pay attention to videos on my channel, you might remember that I have asthma. So whenever I'm singing just acoustically, no microphone, I'm gasping for air a lot. And yeah, that's probably an exaggeration. But what I'm trying to get at in a nice way to myself is I'm not the loudest singer. So whenever I'm performing acoustically like that, it always takes a little bit of extra effort. But the first video of my Florida performance is going to be on Patreon this month. Hey, quick thanks to Naples Park Music. This is where I rented my guitar to play down here in Florida. And just some extra information about Florida and what's to come on Patreon. I had one gig in Florida. While I was there, I was trying really, really hard to set up a house show. And I know a lot of people, when I did a video or two about how to have a house concert, they were thinking something along the lines of the late 80s, early 90s movie House Party, where there's hundreds of people in your house, everything is crazy and stuff. And no, a house concert is you are in a living room, on a patio, in a backyard, something along those lines. There might be 1, 2, or 3 dozen people there, but it's kind of chill. It's not like, hey, let's throw each other through walls and, break the drywall type thing. But I was trying to set up a house show where I was staying in Florida. Unfortunately, the people I was staying with, the people they knew, they already had plans, and it was kind of short notice, meaning 2 or 3 days notice. But I was trying to see if I could get a dozen or so people onto the patio where I was staying. I could play some songs, and you can imagine that would have been a really fun thing. And I mentioned house concerts, house shows, house things like that because I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, and St. Louis is kind of in the middle of the U.S. If you are interested in setting up a house show, and what would be cool if you know some musicians in your area, if you are a musician and you invite someone from out of town to come and play, for me, it'd be awesome to come show up at somebody's house, hang out in their backyard, living room, whatever it is. I could play some tunes, I could do my live looping thing, and if you're a musician, we could jam. That would be fun. And I am totally not joking. People do this stuff, and it is so much fun. I mean, it's almost too much fun. I mean, it's like, for me, in some ways, it's almost like top of the food chain kind of gig stuff. So thanks for hanging out with me as I talk about what's going on my Patreon. Some other things on my channel is I am switching up my schedule. You may have noticed at the end of, what month is this? At the end of October, I started to go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for videos. And a lot of times on Tuesday, I am grouping up reaction videos. I'm going to phase out entirely me doing solo reactions. I'm going to talk about that in a future video and stuff like that. But I really want to focus on original content. A lot of that is going to be, music. Obviously, that's kind of the big idea for, putting stuff on YouTube and stuff. But my city music story videos, those have been doing really well too. I have a couple other related things. I do want to say, starting next month in December, I'm going to start working on pre-release material for a new album for 2022. I'm not going to lie, I am taking a lot of risk in doing some brand new things, which is really fun. And I think I have a hard rock tune, for lack of a better description, that may be the best tune I've ever produced. Not necessarily written, but there is a rock sound I've been chasing for a while, and I finally got it. There's going to be some hip-hop, some alternative, some funk and groove, because that's what this guy does. Some other good stuff. So, starting December, there is going to be music video, Spotify pre-save, and all kinds of other good stuff. So, thanks for hanging out. See you later. I want to say thanks to my patrons. Want to see your name listed? Then sign up at $3 or $5 per month. But you can support me at $1 a month too. Patrons make my work here possible. And each month now, I post 4 exclusive videos of original music, cover songs, or other content. I post often and share life and previews of what's to come.